Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields will be starting in his very first NFL game in Week 3 against the Cleveland Browns. So what am I looking for from Justin Fields in his very first start? Let's talk about that. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Hall back at it with another video talking some NFL. And if you're new to the channel, guys, hit that big red subscribe button down below because I do talk a lot of football. I do talk a lot of Bears football on this channel. So make sure you are locked in. Hit the bell icon so you're notified and follow me on all my social media platforms, guys. All right? Well, let's get into it. All right, one more thing. If you do want to support me, make sure you go over to fanduel.com/FoxSportsTalk and support me by signing up. There is a deposit bonus. The link is in the description. Again, if you do play DFS or sports betting, that's the place to go and support me. With that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so look, all right, Justin Fields is starting Week 3. I'm hyped. I'm excited, right? It feels fantastic, right? I thought it was Week 4 and ends up being a week earlier that we see Justin Fields starting. And it's unfortunate that it came because Andy Dalton got hurt because I don't want anyone getting injured. But that's what happened and circumstances happen. And here we are. Justin Fields is starting. So when I look at what I'm looking for Justin Fields in his very first start, none of this has to do with numbers or the game outcome, right? Numbers wise, I'm not going to give you a single stat of what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for Justin Fields to throw 2 touchdowns, run for 1, throw for 250 passing yards or 300 yards. None of that. None of that. It would be nice if it comes with it. Great. Stats wise, that's not going to be one of the things I mentioned here. As far as the outcome of the game, I've already told you I believe that the Cleveland Browns will win this game because they are the better team, the superior team. They have talent at every facet of their team. They're just a superior team overall than the Chicago Bears, and that was the case with either quarterback, whether it's Fields or Dalton. And if the Bears win, they certainly can. Again, I would be pleasantly shocked, but that's why I say I'm not concerned with the outcome either. So if it's not stats, it's not outcome, what is it? Well, there's basically 3 things I'm looking for Justin Fields in his first start. And these 3 things will tell me whether or not Justin Fields will be successful in the NFL. And it's not saying, oh, it's all dependent on this first game. What I'm basically saying is if I see signs of this, then I'm feeling pretty good about Justin Fields as my QB1. Now, keep in mind, before I mention the 3 things here, Russell Wilson, who to me is a perfect comparison to a guy like a Justin Fields and who we could kind of emulate as far as his game. Very first start in the NFL. I looked up his numbers, 18 for 34 for 153 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 8 rushes for 20 yards, 62.5 quarterback rating, and they lost against the Arizona Cardinals. That was an absolutely mediocre stat line right there, and they lost. But Russell Wilson is a Hall of Fame quarterback, one of the best in the league, a top 3, top 5 quarterback. So that just goes to show you, first game, in terms of stats, outcome doesn't mean much. What am I looking for? Number 1, poise. Justin Fields, to me, the main difference between him, and I'm sorry to bring up his name again because I know Bears fans are tired of it, but the reason is I just want to give a quick comparison here. The difference between a guy like a Justin Fields and a guy like a Mitchell Trubisky isn't just talent. It's more with the mental capacity. See, Justin Fields has the poise to be in a huddle and command it and be able to have that confidence, that mental toughness, right? The next play mentality. Where Mitchell Trubisky struggled is he wasn't mentally strong enough. Mentally, he was weak in that aspect, all right? We all know Mitch was a nice guy, put his head down, did the work, but you got to be mentally tough enough to handle it, right? We used to hear about things where he would want, the TVs turned off at Hallis Hall because he didn't want to hear all the criticism and whatnot. Justin Fields, he knows he belongs here. He's got the poise. He's got the attitude. And I want to see that. I want to see that on Sunday where, Cleveland Browns make a big play, Justin Fields gets sacked, or, something bad happens, he throws a pick. Next play mentality. I'm not fazed. I'm moving on. Shake it off. Brush your shoulders off. That's it. The poise is what I'm looking for because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. A lot of ups and downs. As a rookie, as a quarterback, period, in the NFL. You got to be able to move on. You got to be able to move on quick, have a short memory. Got to be able to have that poise. That's number 1. Number 2, accuracy. Accuracy, to me, is the most important physical trait in a quarterback. I could have said a bunch of things, right? I could have said arm strength, right? I could have said, mobility. I could have said a bunch of things. Accuracy, to me, is the most important thing. And again, because of the fact that we haven't had very many accurate quarterbacks in Chicago. And accuracy, to me, is what made a guy like Drew Brees, who, again, in the later stages of his career, lost his arm strength completely and never had a big arm to begin with. But a guy like Drew Brees, it made him a Hall of Famer because he wasn't just accurate. He was pinpoint accurate. And so with Justin Fields, to me, if he shows me the accuracy, it doesn't even have to be the 50-yard bomb throws to an Allen Robinson or Darnell Mooney. I'm just talking about the slants, crossers, curl routes, whatever it is, 10, 15, 20. I need to see accuracy on those routes, on those throws. I need to see accuracy. And if I see that accuracy, I know he's going to be fine because everything starts with that. If your quarterback is accurate, he's going to be able to last in this league. Again, you can have flashes, but long-term sustainability comes from accuracy. Take a guy like a Cam Newton, for example, who won an MVP, but what did he always struggle with? Accuracy. He's not a very accurate quarterback. Another guy like Lamar Jackson, who I've never been a huge fan of, that's because he leaves a lot to be desired as a passer. He's not very accurate. He's won an MVP too. It's not that you can't have success. You can, but to me, long-term sustainability comes from that. And then finally, number 3, and kind of goes hand in hand with what I've mentioned before, but also 2 things, decision-making, command, right? Does Justin Fields have command of the offense? And I don't just mean on the first start of his career, he's going to know everything, right? He's not going to be able to check out at every play and audible and call out defenses and know exactly what's going on. No, there's going to be growing pains, but what I'm talking about with decision-making is I need to see that Justin Fields makes good decisions. I need to see that, listen, it's not just the first guy he's locking onto. He's going to read the entire field. I know that Justin Fields, I can trust him to make the right decision where you can make a flashy play that could be a 50-50 ball that could turn into a pick, but instead I'm just going to throw it out and live to fight another possession. That's the decision-making I'm looking for Justin Fields. So to me, these are the 3 things really, folks. It has nothing to do with the stats, nothing to do with the outcome of the game. Because I know both of those things are going to come. Justin Fields is going to put up numbers. Justin Fields is going to win us games. All right? This is game 1 of hundreds, right? What I'm just looking forward to is glimpses. I just want to see glimpses of poise, accuracy, and good decision-making and command. That's it. If I see those things, I'm going to be very happy as a Bears fan. And this is a big test because it is a legitimate defense. We're talking about a Browns defense, which is good, a Browns offense, which is good. Overall, the Browns are a Super Bowl contender. So this is a very, very, very tough test as a first team that you face as a rookie quarterback in the NFL that you're starting. So I wish, obviously, Justin the best of luck. Obviously, we're all going to root for him. Hopefully he does well, but that's what I'm looking for. I want to know from you guys, what are you looking for in Justin Fields' very first NFL start? Leave a comment down below. As always, thanks for watching.